Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having a great Monday. And in this video, I'm going to be talking and recapping very quickly the top stocks that I see trending up today. Today's like September 17th. Let's see. I like it. So September 17th, 2018. It's a Monday, right? So I actually just finished going live for about 1 hour with the Learn Plan Profit group. So we talked about the stocks that we're pushing up. We did an amazing job. So if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, we did an absolute amazing job this morning identifying two specific stocks, they're ETFs, that were showing signs of an uptrend. I'm going to talk about them, break them down very quickly, how it is and why it is that we saw value in them. And kind of like, they're still showing signs of an uptrend. One's looking a little bit overextended. One, I think that still has a lot more margin to cover. And again, I want to make sure that you guys know that the stocks that I talk about in no way are any stock suggestions. You should never trade based on other people's opinion. You should never invest in what you do not understand. And you should always have a plan when investing. So please just take my breakdowns as kind of like how I explain my thought process and how I identify value rather than the actual stocks and ETFs themselves. So I hope it's something that you guys get to see a value. And again, I'm going to be doing my top 5 stocks that I'm going to be watching this week for my second video today at around like 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's go ahead and get right to it. So yeah. All right, here we go. So this is ticker symbol JNUG. One thing that I was looking at is like, first of all, you guys should understand its overall direction. Overall direction recently, based on previous patterns, has been signs of this thing being a little bit more on the bearish side, right? It's been doing a lot of consolidating right around $7. It's been trying to push up again, still has no full-on confirmation, so I would still focus JNUG to be a day trade. This is the one that I was talking about, that this one's showing signs of it being a little bit more on the overextended side, that this could potentially experience a pullback before it completes its entire margin. But the reason that I found this one to be so attractive was because I looked at /GC over the weekend. /GC was showing signs of a sell-off, and then when it came down to when it opened up on Sunday and how it opened up this morning, it really did a lot of consolidating right around this like 1200 price point, and then it really started a trade in between the middle and top VWAP. You guys know that that's one of the key indicators that I try to look for when I see something being bullish for the day. And as we could see, as the market opened right around 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it was showing signs of it really riding that top VWAP indicator, really starting to show signs of a very strong uptrend pattern. And the same thing followed for JNUG. JNUG is a gold-based ETF. It's a bull ETF, and it was trading solely between really the EMA and the top VWAP, and it did an amazing job. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, we called this one out when it was sub 720, but really it's when it broke above that middle VWAP that I said like, hey, I think that JNUG is very bullish on the day, and I think that the second one that we talked about for a little bit is UGAZ. UGAZ was showing signs, again, if you look at /NG, you guys have to understand how these futures correlate to these ETFs. I talked about because of how much /NG pushed up, it's reasonable to say that now it's due for a pullback to around that SMA line. But if you look at the 180-day analysis, and again, this is solely my opinion, nothing that you guys have to follow or anything like that, but based on previous patterns, it's been getting rejected by this SMA indicator. So it makes sense on why it can continue to uptrend to around this 286 to 288 territory or price point, just due to previous patterns. So because of that, I think that UGAZ itself for this specific week has this margin to cover. We were talking about the potential price point of $60, and again, that's a goal to have, but leading up to that, it's still struggling to hold above this EMA indicator, and that's what we want to complete first. But again, how and why did I kind of identify UGAZ itself to be a little bit bullish, as the market opened? So if you go back to /NG and you take into consideration the 1-day, 1-minute chart, again, leading up to where it opened on Sunday and then how it continued to push up in between the middle and top VWAP during market open. So again, right around 6:30, it did a lot of consolidating. It broke above 280, and then that's really when it started to push up. looking at previous patterns when it pushed above 281, we're like, okay, hey, it's becoming a little bit more overextended. Hit highs of 283. Now it's definitely, no question, very overextended, overbought. Maybe not so much for a good deal. So it would be due for a pullback. But again, looking a little bit closer on the 20-day 1 hour, it would make sense on why this thing can potentially try to recover to around this 286 to 288 price point, as natural gas itself has become a little bit more on the oversold side than overbought. And yeah, I just want to share that with you guys. Watch out for this SMA line, as it's been acting as a resistance here and here, right, for UGAZ itself. I would say anywhere around like that $59 to $60 territory would be my goal to see UGAZ in. It doesn't mean that I'm going to trade it. It doesn't mean that I have to take a position on it. I just wanted to break it down on what stocks that I saw this week that were showing signs of an uptrend pattern and stuff like that. So another one that really surprised me. So again, those were the top two that I saw that were starting to show signs of an uptrend pattern. If I'm not mistaken, the overall market has been very red today. So one of the best positions that we can take is probably not taking one at all if you don't feel comfortable with how the market is trading right now. But one of the positions that we were watching all morning was the sell-off on TNDM. It has sold off a little bit over 16%. Looking at the 180-day analysis, its uptrend pattern is definitely still there. It has a huge red candle, something that it hasn't really experienced before. And this is one thing that was really difficult for a lot of people to try to make sense of and stuff like that. So it was trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. It's showing signs of a sell-off. And the way that I present this, and I'll talk about this one a little bit later in that later video for today, but as of right now, it's showing signs of a downward pattern, although the big picture charts do show signs of, a continuous uptrend pattern. One thing that I really want to focus on for this week is really want to see if I could actually take a position on TNDM this week when it starts to show signs of an uptrend. I really like how it did sell off and it built all this margin for profit for me, but ultimately, right, I want to make sure that I get in when it's pushing up. And although it did show signs of a potential reversal, I made it very clear for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit that I'm not going to buy in until I get a full-on confirmation that it starts to trade in between the middle and top VWAP. Right now it's still below the middle VWAP and it's trading between the bottom VWAP as well, and showing more signs of a downward pattern. I want to make sure that whatever I invest in this week that I'm very selective and that I know that it's pushing up. I really like the direction that TNDM is heading towards the 180-day chart. I just need to make sure that the relevant pattern, things that are a little bit more realistic as of right now, with the past 2 days showing signs more of a pullback and a downward pattern, I need to make sense of that, right? And I need to be patient with this overall push up, or potential for recovery. I think that even if I get in at an average price of let's say 4.4, right, and then I end up selling at 50, way over 10% margin of profit, right? And if you look at the 180-day chart, and have if I'm saying that I'm going to get in at 4.4, that means that I'm going to give it all this time for it to recover. That means that I have to be extremely patient. And also with that understanding, TNDM has a tendency to continue to make higher highs. I don't think $50 is very unrealistic. But with that being said, last highs were around 52, 55. So we need to make sure that we understand the direction that it's heading. Obviously, news can act as a negative catalyst for any stock itself. So based on my understanding, there were some news that came out that TNDM was downgraded. This might be something that might affect its overall time frame on how long it's going to take for it to fully recover, or even if it's going to recover at all. So one of the things that I'm really trying to be the most of this week is patient. And I think that my goal being 10 to 15% growth a week, I really think that with one specific trade, if I could complete that goal, then that's going to be my entire plan for the week, right? So if I can complete my 10% goal on one specific trade, I just have to be very patient. So I also have to acknowledge the ones that are showing signs of an uptrend if I want to day trade, and the ones that I see value in and stuff like that. So that's really just it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. The stocks that I was watching this morning. I'll do a follow-up video, the ones that I'm going to be watching for the entire week itself. And let me see if you guys have any open-ended questions. Let's see. Yeah, patience is key. And I think this live stream that we had today, for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, I don't know about you guys, but we had usually what I do is for the first 30 to 45 minutes, I either trade live or I break down stocks for our Learn Plan Profit group. This is every morning, right? So they get to trade with me live every single morning. I've tried this new thing where for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, within the last 10 to 15 minutes, I answer open-ended questions and I talk about mindset, something that I think not a lot of people elaborate on, that I think is very important. So the importance of being patient, the importance of the overall mindset, and not just, obviously I don't just invest in the stock market, I invest in multiple markets, I have a series of different businesses, and how I've been able to accomplish what I have in those markets and stuff like that. And I think based on my understanding, that mindset principle that I've been able to share with the group has been something that they've been able to see of great value. And I just want to continue to remind you guys that if there's anything else that I can do to better assist you, those that are part of YouTube, feel free to comment it down below. I'd be more than happy to create more content that you guys would like to see of value. So yeah, I mean, that's 100% it. So we've had an amazing morning. I really felt like that live stream that we had this morning, for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, was one of our best live streams, not necessarily for trading, but for general understanding and mindset. I feel like a lot of people felt very reassured and very confident about what it was that they were doing and what it was that they were pursuing. And again, it's just surrounding yourself with people that just continue to motivate you and that continue to provide light in this journey that might seem a little dark. So again, I'm here to do whatever it is that I can to better assist you guys. I want to thank you guys again for your time. So what the hell is going on with SQ? What's going on, Luke? So thank you again for tuning live. I haven't checked out SQ. I'll check it out in just a bit. But yeah, I want to thank you guys again for your time. If you're not already part of TechBit Solutions, we have a little bit over 150,000 members. Again, that should be that third or fourth link in the description. It says free Facebook group. We have one of the largest private trading communities out there. It's free again. And if you guys want to work with me a little bit on a closer basis and join Learn Plan Profit, we did run that little sale yesterday, and it's Sunday 40 for the $40 off. I think we have like 2 or 3 spots left. Again, that's that first or second link in the description. It says trade with me live every day. Feel free to check it out if you guys would see a value. If not, 100%, don't stress it. Just let me know what it is that I can do to continue to provide value for you. So hope you guys have an amazing Monday. Like always, continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be your chapter of success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. So like Russell saying, wait, forks up though. What's going on, man? All right, take it easy.